Let's begin episode 113 with some happy birthday wishes to one of Norm's daughters, Sonja. Still 39 and holding here on November 19th. Happy birthday, my sister from another mister. Today also brings us a dumb birthday game from November 19th, 1994, that shall be titled Fetish Radio. This one starts right away, and besides Sonja, there's a plethora of interesting people born on this day. The players begin with the adrenaline-fueled Alan from Smithfield, Rhode Island, a first-timer. Lois in Fitzwilliam, New Hampshire, a first-timer as well. Out of hiding and doing some university teaching, we have Marge in Indiana. Hillary in Bucks County, PA. Both she and Norm are intrigued by each other's voices. Brian McKinley, barely producing, playing in studio, and just taking up space. And Jack Harte in traffic, who's also moonlighting on RoadWatch America. The birthdays. Now, Norm's daughter Sonja is officially recognized for her day of birth, and suddenly it becomes an ESL class. We have the man with a possible foot fetish, Dick Cavett. Then we have Ted Turner. He had a Fonda fetish. Oh, yeah. Calvin Klein, Jodie Foster, Meg Ryan, Alan Young, Larry King, and Gene Kirkpatrick. Other details. Norm is woozy because Hillary wants more of him. Rustling papers is driving her crazy over and over again. Woo! We find out some people are famous for being famous. It's nice to live in a world of fantasy. Norm is not very dad-like, more of a freelance single guy making out with everybody. A behind-the-scenes secret is revealed. We perform tests to determine the tackiness, tastelessness, and uselessness of dumb birthday game prizes. Jack Benny, Mason Adams, and Jim Backus make cameo appearances. And if you ever wondered where Norm got his last name from, the wait is over. Episode 113, Fetish Radio, strides its way to your ears in 3, 2, and 1.
November 19th. I just remember her birthday like it was yesterday. A lot of other interesting people, a lot of interesting happenings. So this is a busy day, November 19th. Let's see who's going to play the dumb birthday game with us, try to guess the ages of all these people. Alan in Rhode Island. Hello, Alan.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, fine.
Good. Is this the first time you played the game with us?
First time.
Oh, the adrenaline must be flowing. You must be so exciting. You're sweating and probably breaking out in a rash.
Well, not quite a rash,
No,
but I am excited.
Okay. I appreciate that. I do tend to exaggerate. Lois up in New Hampshire. Hello, Lois.
Hi, Norman.
Hello. You call me Norman. Why, that's my birth name.
I know that. This is my first time, too.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll try to be kind and gentle then.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Where are you in New Hampshire?
I'm in Fitzwilliam. It's southern New Hampshire, near Keene.
Oh, near Keene. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
A little bit east of there, just above Gardner, Mass, where I used to work, but I don't anymore.
Oh, okay, because I have some relatives who live in Mason, New Hampshire. Is that near you? That's right near you.
Yeah, just
Is-
hop, skip, and a jump.
That's right. In fact, I was looking at a map and it says, well, it's a hop, skip, and a jump over to Fitzwilliam from
That's
Mason.
right.
Okay, good. It's nice to have you with us. I appreciate you coming on.
Well, thanks, Norm.
Okay, we have Madge.
Hey, how goes it, Norm?
Haven't talked with you out there in Indiana for a while.
No, it's been a few months, I think.
I know that you sort of hid from view, eh?
Well, teaching keeps me pretty busy.
And teaching is going well?
I think so. I'm teaching, I have 50 students in one class at a school that has, virtually open enrollment, I think, and it's a bit like I would imagine what teaching in public school would be like, and I'm just part-time. Actually, I have 2 part-time jobs. These are both college level.
But you have more than 50 kids in class.
Yeah, in one class, which is quite a challenge because I'm dealing with all ability levels. And my other class at the other school is pretty much like a graduate seminar, and I've got 3 students in there, so that's a real joy.
Oh, now what are you teaching?
Well, at the Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, I'm teaching Introduction to Cultural Anthropology. And in the other school, University of Indianapolis, I'm teaching American folklore.
Aren't you something special? That sounds great. Fascinating stuff. I'd like to take both courses myself. You want to come over here to Massachusetts?
Sure. If you know of a school that might be interested, I'd be glad to come.
Okay, that sounds lovely.
Sure.
Hillary is in Pennsylvania. Hello, Hillary.
Hello, Norm.
I know we've talked before because I've been intrigued by your voice.
Yes, I have been intrigued by your voice, too.
Let's have our voices meet one day. Not us, but just the voices. They can meet in some crowded room, across a crowded room or something.
Thank you just so much.
You're doing my entire shtick, aren't you? Well, you're just so adorable. You sound so much better than I do when you do it.
Thank you, Norm.
Anyway, we also have Brian McKinley, who is our big-time WBC producer here, is playing the game with us again, too, of course, tonight.
You almost, you stalled there for a second. I thought you were going to say who does nothing on this whole show and just sits there and,
Kind of
takes up space.
Yeah, kind of grins a little bit with kind of an empty grin on his face. And
that's all I can do.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's better than getting a real job, I guess.
I get better than sitting there and throwing up all over the equipment all night long. We also have, of course, the very lovely Jack Harte, our WBC 24-hour traffic network reporter with us. All the kids are just anxious to hear you, Jack. And
Hello, Jack.
Hello. Oh, Hillary, that's Hillary.
I hear you on RoadWatch America.
Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
I do.
And now, what is that? What is the program?
RoadWatch America.
RoadWatch America is what?
Part of our whole operation here, we also once an hour feed down to a regional satellite feed, and that's mainly for the truckers.
And Hillary can hear that in Pennsylvania.
Oh, sure. It's broadcast on a number of stations. It goes out a number of
down the East Coast.
number of other stations around the country.
Wow.
Call into a central area, and we feed down a little report, and it goes out to a satellite and out regionally.
Now, where do you hear him, Hillary?
On WABC in New York.
Oh, WABC in New York, but not now. Where in Pennsylvania are you?
In Bucks County.
But you don't hear him in a Pennsylvania station then.
No.
But the one in New York City.
No, Pennsylvania stations are boring.
Really?
Well, except for KDKA.
All
But that
Amish
only
music.
comes in every now and then, and I get half of that and half of you.
Are
I'd
you?
rather get more of you than...
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Just
this is getting terrible. Go ahead. Go with the next
I'm
person.
getting so woozy. Did you say KDK? You like KDK simply because it's one of our fellow Westinghouse stations? Are you trying to suck up to us? Is that the reason for that?
No.
I haven't heard KDKA in 1,000 years. I don't think you can get it here too clearly because it is so close to us on the dial.
No, it comes in every now and then, and it fades out. I'd rather hear WBC, though.
Thank you very much. That is really nice.
Welcome.
Okay, let's record that, and we'll send that to KDK and tell them, why don't you get off the air, for God's sakes, or get further away in the dial so you don't just block us out with your inane, stupid programming. Something gentle like that so to break the ice.
Norm, would you rustle some papers for me tonight?
Okay, hold on just a minute. Yeah, I know that. I'll turn you out.
It's wonderful.
Does that put you in some kind of a wondrous mood, does it, Hillary? It's driving me crazy. Oh, I'm so close to the microphone. I'm perforating my gums with the microphone. Okay, here a lot of interesting people. As I told you, one of the most interesting people of all born today, and I won't ask you to guess her age, is my daughter, whose birthday is November 19th, and I just remember the day she came into my life.
Which daughter?
This is my older daughter, my daughter Sonja, spelled with a J, Sonja. It's terribly important. And you not say Sonia or Sonya, we say here in New England. It's Sonja. Okay, we'll all say that together. Would you all of you on the line? 1, 2, 3.
Sonja.
Okay, can you say happy birthday, Sonja?
Happy birthday, Sonja.
That's wonderful.
It's like a foreign language class.
Yeah, I know. That's what it sounds like. It's
Happy birthday,
Hey, happy birthday from all of us here in English is our second language class. Thank you. So, remember the movie The Russians Are Coming? The Russians Are Coming. Alan
to get from street.
Say that again?
Emergency. Everybody to get from street.
That's right. And they would try to parade as Americans. They put on these overcoats and things that made them look like they just landed from some planet somewhere. And anyway, that's the way this claw sounded just then. Okay. Today's the birthday of Dick Cavett. Yeah. Among other people. Let's see what I can say about Dick Cavett. It might give you clues to his age. He's from Nebraska, as you probably may know, from Kearney, Nebraska. He was a TV writer, first for Jack Harte, then for Johnny Carson. He was offered his own talk show on ABC in 1969, but the ratings slipped.
He has a foot fetish.
He has a foot fetish?
Yes, he does.
How do you know that? Did he admit that, or did you have personal dealings?
I saw him interview Eddie Murphy one time, and Eddie Murphy has a foot fetish. And one time, he just looked down and he said, "Oh, look at that! My sock is turned the wrong way round." And he fixed his. He actually took his shoe off while I was interviewing Eddie Murphy, and twirled his sock around and put his shoe back on.
Does his foot fetish only extend to his own foot?
I hope not. I don't know.
No, because
He's a little erotic, but he's very interesting.
Yeah. I know that Jack Harte just said something about what a heel. You could work out something with. I don't know why I brought that up, because Jack, you could have said something like, "Man's got a lot of soul, baby." Something like that would have, been really hip.
I won't toe the line and continue with these puns.
Oh, you won't toe the line. Okay. Yeah. So, anyway, I remember that show in 1969. He was trying to appeal to a younger audience. And apparently appealed to nobody because, Johnny Carson, anybody who went up against Johnny Carson died. That was the end of that. Let's see. He won an Emmy, though, for the show, and appeared on the covers of Time and Life magazines. Remember When on cable TV. I don't know what that means. He was on a show called Remember When, apparently. He does an interview show on cable right now. On the CNBC, that one. But then again, everybody does a talk show on CNBC, except Tom Steiner, I guess, is winding up his career there. He's coming over to CBS to follow the David Letterman show.
And who's taking over for him? It's somebody offbeat that's taken over for Tom Snyder.
Yes, that's right. Does anybody here know that? I read that somewhere, and I can't think of who that was. You know, Brian, don't you?
No, I've heard.
You're hip on showbiz.
Well, I heard who it was, but I can't for the life of me think of it right now. But it was somebody offbeat, as if that helps. But
yeah. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't think of who it would be. But somebody will call later on, and probably fill us in. But first, this word from your local announcer. Anyway, that's Dick Cavett. Let's see if, Alan, do you know how old? You would take a guess at how old you think Dick Cavett is today?
Dick Cavett, let's see. I would say 59.
59. Okay. Somebody was saying, what does Dick Cavett do anyway? Kind of sits around here. Actually, he's kind of known for not too much of anything now, just because he's there. There are a lot of people on television and broadcasting, in Boston radio even, and television. People say, Frank Avrush, what does he do anyway? I know that name, but nobody knows what they do. They kind of hang. It's like Zsa Zsa Gabor. She just kind of sits there and talks, but what has she done? Pardon me?
Famous for being famous.
Famous for being famous. That's exactly right.
Wasn't she Miss Hungary or something? And her sister was Miss Thirsty.
That's for Hillary. I thought I'd do that again.
Whoa.
Lois, how old do you think Dick Cavett is?
I think he's 63.
63.
Mm-hmm.
And Marge?
I'll say 59 also.
59 also, okay. And the very lovely and curvaceous Hillary, what do you think?
You're so right. 58.
58. Oh, God, to live in a world of fantasy. So wondrous. I can never face the real world. Well, you're probably about 4'3" and about 600 pounds, right?
No, I'm nice looking.
Oh, thank you so much for
You're
saying
welcome.
that.
Go ahead.
Hold on a minute while I just lie back and think. Brian, what do you think? How old do you think Dick Cavett is?
I'll have to go along with 59. That's the first thing that popped into my head.
You were going to say that even if nobody else said it? Is that what
yes,
you're
I
saying?
was.
Nobody believes
No,
that.
I know that, but, you know, what can I do? I think also about that Tom Schneider's replacement. For some reason, I want to say Dana Carvey, but I don't know if it's...
But you want to say it and you said it. And
I know, I shouldn't have
admire
said it.
that.
I know.
I admire
I didn't
that.
want to say it, but I said it anyway because that's the kind of guy...
That's the kind of guy you are. That's
And Jack's backing me up, I can see, by saying nothing.
Yeah. Jack, how old do you think Dick Cavett is?
57.
57. Okay. We have a lot of winners here. No, we don't. We have only Hillary, because she said 58, which is what his age is. Yeah, I thought nobody hit it right on the button, so I was going to go with the ones who said 59 and 57. But Hillary hit it right on. I'm so glad, Hillary. This is for you, honey.
Oh, no.
You know I'm serious about this, man. I don't fool around. When I start rustling papers for a special woman.
I hope your daughters aren't listening.
Oh, let them
Sarah
listen.
gets very embarrassed. I heard her one time.
Oh, did you hear? I said that. Yeah. I told her roommate. She has a roommate up where she lives up in the New Hampshire, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire area, and I said, your roommate is a really attractive, nice lady. And she said, oh, Dad. See, dads are not supposed to think in those lines. I said, I'm not going to date her. She's about 8,000 years younger than I am. I'm just commenting. But
I remember you were talking with your daughter, and she was giving she was talking about some event several states away, and she said, and back to you, Dad, or something like that. And it just sounded funny.
Yeah, I don't sound like a dad, do I? I sound kind of a freelance single guy, just making out with everybody, not responsible enough to be a father. No, I'm very devoted to my kids. They're both good kids.
I can tell, yes.
Yeah, if only they'd get off drugs and the booze and everything, that'd really be something special. Okay, Ted Turner. Today's Ted Turner's birthday. The of course head of CNN and about 8 million other cable stations. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. I didn't realize that. He seems just so Atlanta. Doesn't he seem Atlanta? Anyway, because he owns the Atlanta Braves. He owns, does he own the basketball team down there, too? He owns some other things, doesn't he, besides the Braves?
Falcons?
Is it another Falcon? No, he owns something. Anyway, he also owner of cable TV entrepreneur, yachtsman. Was married to Jane Fonda. He was Time Magazine's Man of the Year.
I thought you were going to say the owner of Jane Fonda.
Nobody.
So the owner of Jane Fonda.
Yeah, nobody owns Jane Fonda. Nobody owns Ted Turner. They're an interesting couple because they're both very strong individuals. He was Time Magazine's Man of the Year in 1991. Okay, so start with you, Jack. How old do you think Ted Turner is?
Ted Turner.
Ted Turner.
62.
Okay. It's kind of like waiting for the other foot to drop, or not the other foot to drop. How about the other shoe? Be kind of sickening. They see the other foot.
Yeah, the foot dropping.
I suppose. And then again, if you're Dick Cavett and you have a foot fetish, that would be kind of thrilling too, wouldn't it?
I'd like to see it drop. Yeah.
Oh yeah, drop that foot, man. You'll drive me crazy, man. I'm getting sweaty thinking of it. Brian, what do you say?
I'll say he's 60.
60. All right. And Hillary, what do you think?
Oh, I don't think he's that old. I think he's 56.
56. Okay. And the lovely Marge from Indiana?
I'll say 63.
The lovely Marge from Indiana says 63. And Lois, the lovely Lois from New Hampshire?
Ah, geez. I didn't think he was that old. I'll say 56.
56. Okay, that's exactly what Hillary said.
Oh.
Yeah?
I can't believe it. 2 in a row?
Wow.
I beg your pardon, what did you just say?
Who said wow?
I don't know, I kind of missed that whole
Oh,
bit.
was 56 the actual age? Or because she thinks
No.
Oh, because she thought she already...
No, Lois said it, and I just was saying that. Hillary also said 56. No, we haven't got the guest from Alan from Rhode Island yet.
Right.
Where in Rhode Island are you from, Alan?
Smithfield.
Oh, Smithfield, okay. How old do you think Ted Turner is today?
I'm going to guess 56, too.
56 also. Well, 56 is correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we had Alan, Lois, and Hillary. Hillary, you got 2 out of 2 right on the button. Are you cheating? It's okay.
No, I can't believe this. Is it a full moon?
I don't know. It's just driving me crazy with my papers.
Paper rust.
Okay.
Last night was full moon.
No, tomorrow's, I think, a full moon also. Let's see. No, wait a minute. Last night?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Let's see. It says here.
The 18th was a full moon.
The 18th was a full moon. Okay.
Is that today?
Well, that would have... No, today is the 19th now.
Okay, oh, right.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right. The moon is full right this very moment, even as we speak, yeah? How about Calvin Klein, the fashion designer, from the Bronx? Somehow you expected he'd be from someplace a little more exotic than the Bronx, New York. He produced the perfumes Eternity and Obsession. That'd be kind of interesting to find out what you think of, if you invented a new perfume, what the name would be, getting some kind of a dramatic name.
Yeah, but if you mixed Eternity and Obsession, would you have like an eternal obsession?
You would have that too, yeah.
Just quickly, this information, this news bulletin just in on the BC cellular phone force. Charles Grodin, by the way, taking over.
Charles Grodin, that's right.
Oh,
Did somebody call you on the cellular phone with that?
Yeah.
That's right. He's a funny guy. I think he's a funny actor, a great actor. Okay, Charles Grodin. That's right. I remember that now. Thank you very much, whoever called. Can you think of another name for a perfume, Jack? If you were to invent a perfume, what name would you come up with that would be kind of like Eternal or
something like
Obsession or something like that? Yeah, Eternity rather. Obsession.
Eternity.
They have all kinds of lovely names. Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Wait a second. It's on the tip of my tongue. This is an exciting moment to hear what the name was.
Was that the answer?
Yeah,
Yes, it's on the tip of my tongue. That's the scent that I know.
yeah.
Why doesn't someone ever come up with like just a name like Stinky?
Armpit.
Yeah.
Well, because that's supposed to be the whole thing. The pheromones that actually attract. The earthy odors that attract the male and the female, and so why not have a deodorant
that smells like somebody who needs a bath.
It's like you're working on a coal mine.
That sounds so romantic. That's really nice. Yeah. Or you come up with it the other extreme and call it. My mother could hear what I'm about to say. That my entire mouth would be washed away in soap. Orgasm.
Oh.
I mean, why not just come right out with instead of
Your
hinting
mouth to God's ears.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, my goodness.
There may be a perfume with that name already, yeah. Anyway, we'll start with you, Marge. How old do you think Calvin, I don't even know what I'm talking about. How old do you think Calvin Klein is?
I have no idea, but I'll guess 36.
I have no idea, but I'll guess 36. I'm going to write that all down. I have no idea, but I'll guess 36.
And will you embroider it on your doily, too?
I'm going to embroider it on my Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a very good suggestion. And let's see. Brian, how old do you think Calvin Klein is to this very day? Because I know that you have lots of women, and you buy lots of perfumes and stuff.
Or I don't wear his underwear, so I don't wear Calvin Klein underwear.
There's there Calvin Klein underwear?
Yeah, I believe there is. Isn't there Calvin Klein underwear?
Jeans, I know they're jeans.
That was a main part of that movie, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
The Calvin Klein was on his underwear.
Really?
So they thought that he must be Calvin Klein.
Was it Brooke Shields who when she was much younger, was doing Nothing Comes Between Me and My Jeans? Was that Calvin Klein stuff too?
Nothing comes between me and my. Yeah, it was Calvin's.
That was Calvin.
So it was Brooke Shields. I think he's a little older than 36. I think he's 47.
47. Okay. And Lois, what do you think?
I think he's 43.
43. Okay. And Alan?
I think he's older. Say 51.
51. What do you think, Jack?
52.
52. Okay. And Hillary?
I'm going to go with Jack, 52.
Okay, that was a wise decision, going with Jack. And I was going to say, too bad he was wrong, but he's not. He's right.
Oh, he's right.
It is 52, yeah. That means that Hillary's got 3 out of 3, everyone right on the button.
Hillary, huh?
That's got to be cheating.
I think so.
Boy, I might. What kind of junky prize do you give out?
Oh, I don't even want to mention it. It's
A book that somebody's
No.
been using as a coaster, or something like
some
that.
kind of tacky, tasteless kind of thing. Yeah, I'd say it has to pass the tacky, tasteless, worthless, useless test. And we check everything when we say
We're gonna mix up
Bob Raleigh pen with no ink in it.
Sometimes that's with that's right, with no nothing inside, just the cover. Maybe something like that.
A bag of used coffee grounds.
There you go.
That's kind of good. Sometimes we give away a worthwhile prize like a year's supply of cat litter and a little piece of peanut brittle. Sometimes it's something of that nature, which is valuable. Most of the time we don't give away anything as quite as nice as that. Anyway, today's Jodie Foster's birthday. Got a whole bunch of stuff about Jodie Foster. Yeah, she started out on TV in Maybury RFD. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
You didn't? I didn't. And later the series Paper Moon, which was the TV series, I guess, before it became a movie.
She was also in The Courtship of Eddie's Father as like a real little kid.
Really? Son of a gun. At 12 years of age, she played a drunk, addicted child prostitute in Taxi Driver, for which she was nominated for an Oscar. That's something. 12 years old, and she's a drug-addicted child prostitute.
My goodness.
I suppose it would have been more challenging if she played a drug-addicted adult prostitute at the age of 12. But anyway, wasn't that the one that the Son of Sam killed for?
No,
that was
Hinckley, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Hinckley
Had the obsession with her.
Yeah, that's right. And so he went on her that rampage or whatever it was for her. And she was only 12 years old at that time. It's kind of funny because she was a funny-looking kid. Nobody could figure out why anybody would get that crazy about her. But in recent years, like in the movie, what is the movie, the recent movie she's in with James Garner and... Maverick, yeah. And who's the guy in that?
Mel Gibson,
yeah. They're all... That's a very, very good movie. And she's excellent. She's got to be quite an attractive lady. In fact, I just killed my neighbor for her. Yeah.
Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. That was a really good Jodie Foster movie.
See that, Hillary? He's rustling papers for another woman already.
No, was that the name of a movie she was in?
That was a horror movie, like
The Little Girl Who Lived Down the Lane?
That was great, yeah.
She received the Academy Award for Best Actress in The Accused and Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that was scary.
She starred in Summersby in 1993 and made her directing debut with Little Man Tate in 1991. Anyway, that's a lot of Jodie Foster. And let's start with you, Hillary. How old do you think Jodie Foster is?
31.
31. Okay. And Alan, what do you think?
I'll say 32.
32. And Jack?
33.
Okay. And Lois?
34. As good as any.
Okay. Brian, what do you say?
Oh, let's go.
I'm going to digress and say 27.
27. Okay. There's always a sore head in
I know.
every lot, isn't there, huh?
Uh-huh.
He marches to his own drums or something, whatever it is. Marge, what do you think?
I'll say 35.
35. Okay, see? You see that? She's keeping up the spirit of this thing, too. Don't you feel ashamed?
I don't think she's that old.
Actually, she's 32.
Okay.
Oh, great.
And that's what Alan said.
Yeah.
Alan was the only one who said 32. So now we have Hillary. He's got 3 correct answers.
Oh.
And Alan has 2. And all of these from these 2 people, they're all right on the button kind of correct answers. And we have 1 apiece from Lois and Jack. And nothing yet from you, Marge.
I'm a loser without a mezuzah, as Gork used to say.
I think he did say something along those lines. Right.
Yes,
He was very ethnic, as I recall.
he was.
Yeah. And Brian also has not scored yet.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because you've done in the past, you've done very well. Right now, you are a loser without a mezuzah.
Since I've been, I don't think I haven't. I think I've actually maybe gotten one. Like, I haven't gotten a 0 ever, I don't think.
No,
I think usually I've gotten a 1 or a 2 or...
But you did well for a while, but the last couple of games you haven't done well.
Well, I'm just, trying to give some stinky prizes to some other people, give them a chance to win some paper clips and, gum off the bottom of my shoe and stuff like that.
I see.
That's something.
Was that a
gum
little,
off the bottom of my shoe?
Were you just doing shtick? Was that shtick you were just
That wasn't shtick because I didn't hear anybody laughing. So therefore, it shall not be called shtick.
No, but it would be called stick if it were gum and it were
Stick.
sticky.
Oh,
Oh, well.
Let's go back to the program already in progress.
that would be...
Yeah. And skip all of this. Okay, Meg Ryan. Today's Meg Ryan's birthday also.
Oh, she's pretty.
Yeah, she's pretty shit. I liked her in When Harry Met Sally. I think everybody did.
Oh,
Yeah. And
Is he the
also,
one with the light blue eyes?
what's that, please?
Is he the one with the light blue eyes?
And a little overbite, yeah.
I think so. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And a little pimple right at the edge of her tongue, as I recall, and a mole in the middle of her forehead. And when she was good, well, never mind. Anyway, her films include When Harry Met Sally, DOA, which stands for Daniel O. Arrhythmic. I don't know why I said that. That was really stupid. I was just doing shtick, and that didn't amount to anything either. Sleepless in Seattle, because she was in that. That was unusual because Tom Hanks was in that.
Yep.
And they only had one scene together, didn't they? A little brief scene toward the end.
Yeah.
When they...
Kind of like two separate...
said that was a good movie.
It was. I kind of enjoyed that, but
I did too.
It was kind of fun because they never really got together till the very end for a little bit.
That's right, yeah.
She was also in Flesh and Bone with her husband, and she's married to Dennis Quaid. You know, he's the Quaid brother who does not look like the hillbilly. What is the other guy's name? His brother? Randy Quaid. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's start with you, Alan. How old is Meg Ryan?
Meg Ryan, let's see. I'll say 31.
31. Okay, Lois?
39.
39. Well, okay, I'll put down, 39. And Marge?
I'll say 34.
Marge will say 34. And what do you say, Hillary?
32.
32. And the lovely Brian?
Lovely Brian says 31.
Says 31. Okay, and the exciting and very debonair and hip Jack Harte.
Well, yeah, man. That was hip.
That was really hip, yeah. You're my main man there, Jack, for saying that. You're my main man, babe.
I can't.
Oh, yeah, man.
I can't.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh.
She's 33.
33 is exactly right.
Oh, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah, no, she's exactly 33. Hey, this game was starting to tighten and get really tremendously exciting. We have Hillary has 3, but Jack and Alan both have 2.
Oh,
2
good.
what? Yeah. Oh, good. And Lois has 1, so she's still very much in the running. And Marge and Brian could win the next 3, and they could. Well, we'll see. Alan Young played Wilbur Post, who was the pal of Mr. Ed. Remember the horse?
Oh.
This is a horse.
Of course.
The thing is, I do own a horse, as I probably have said maybe more than 7 billion times. And the fact that he had an office in this clean broom with the horse sharing space with him, I found that so unrealistic. He obviously, whoever wrote that show, never had a horse.
Especially in a parade.
Well, you know, I mean, here's the horse in this stall. I never saw anybody ever clean it out.
No.
And he's got a desk right across from the stall that the horse is in. And the horse obviously, maybe he never fed the horse, so the horse never had to do anything that horses normally do. But you realize how that place would have smelled after a while? And you wouldn't want to sit there with your desk doing paperwork while that's going on.
At the beginning of the series, though, it was it was like, you know, a sort of rustic kind of a barn.
What you got?
Yeah, what, got more fancier?
Well, they painted it up and things like that.
Yeah,
But you got to remember, Ed could dial a phone.
I suppose here I'm trying to make sense out of this and trying to make it realistic when the horse is standing there talking.
Well, but Wilbur probably figured if the horse can talk, he can probably clean up after himself, too. So, you know.
I suppose that's probably, yeah. Mr. Ed talks sort of like this, yeah. I wonder if you got a bar of soap. I think I'd like to take a little shower and clean up that.
Sounds a little bit like that guy, Mason.
Mason Manhattan. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, with a name like Mr. Ed, it has to be a smelly horse. I say, yes. You have a whisk? Excuse me, Mr. Ed. You have a... No, I'm Mr. Ed. You're Alan. Or whatever your name was. What did I say? Wilbur Post. I wonder if you got a whisk broom and maybe something I could clean this thing up, but I can't stand this mess. I know you got a desk right across from where my room here, but you obviously, somebody talking while I'm doing steak here? I don't blame you. Okay, why don't I shut up and let's just guess his age. Not Mr. Ed, but Alan Young, who's also been around for some time. He had a radio show at one time that was kind of, Jim Backus was on that show and played the rich guy, a rich man. He talked like this, as he did later on, I think, some other things. No, but he wasn't Mr. McGowan. This was an old radio show. He would say things like, you know, I'm going to trade in my Cadillac or my Rolls Royce because the ashtrays are all full. Or I must trade it in because it's facing the wrong way down the street, you know, and I want to go the other way. That was the Alan Young show, and that was a great imitation of Jim Backus.
It was.
Oh, just for that, you should be deserted on a desert island.
With Alan Young? With Jim Backus, yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's start with you, Brian. How old would you say that Alan Young is?
Alan Young would be 75.
Alan Young would be 75. Okay, it sounds like there should be, like, if. He would be 75 if.
75 in horse years or people years?
75 is very good. We'll call that people years. That's true.
If he hadn't taken a few years off.
Yep.
Yeah, if he were a horse, he'd be...
In the glue factory. Oh, sorry.
He'd be a box of gelatin.
He'd be about 11 or 12. No, that wouldn't be so either. No, that's the 7-year thing. That's dogs. I don't know what that means either. Anyway.
What, the earth spin faster for dogs?
Yeah, they figure a dog roughly 7 years for each year.
How about cats? You have dogs and cats. You have chickens.
I get chickens. The chickens are very nice, thank you. Yeah, they run loose and just enjoy themselves, just splatting around places. The only problem when you allow them they talk about free-running hens, which are
Free range, yeah.
they're free range, yeah. Which, if you're going to use them for cooking and stuff, which I don't with mine, but they're more apt to be healthier and all that kind of stuff, and bigger, and the meat is tastier. I don't eat them, but they just roam around till they die. I can't. Yeah.
We used to have hens.
Pardon me?
We used to have hens
Did you?
until they started disappearing from our German Shepherd.
Oh yeah. See, now we have two big Newfoundlands who protect the hens. That's why they can roam free. Because otherwise, I live in the woods, and raccoons and all kinds of stuff. I mean, a hen couldn't live overnight without some kind of protection.
No, we had a little house. We had a little
Coop. We call them chicken coops here, or hen houses.
Yeah.
And we did too. I fenced in and stuff, but the fence fell down, so I let them, until I fixed it, I let them roam, which I'll probably do by the year 1996. They roam free. The problem with that is when they lay eggs, and these are hens, you don't know where they're laying them.
Anywhere, yeah.
No, because otherwise, if they're in their coop, they lay them in the brooder pens, and they're right there. This way, I can't go all the way through the woods looking for where they drop these things. I ask them, I say, where did you lay the damn eggs? Where are they? Tell me, where are they? Otherwise, you're chicken fillet. But that doesn't scare them because they know I'm faking. Anyway, Lois, how old do you think Alan Young is? I forget. Is that who we're talking about?
That's who it is.
Okay. That's it. A little wider now, please. I think I see where we need to do the root canal.
I wasn't expecting to be asked yet.
I know that. This is full of surprises.
Took me by surprise. Okay.
Yeah, that's what makes this program just so darn interesting.
68.
68. Okay. And Marge?
I'll say 72.
Okay, what do you say, Alan?
I'm going to say 75.
75. And Jack?
Oh, I never dreamed you were going to ask me. He's 74.
Was that imitating an old man? Was that it?
No, that was Mr. Ed.
Oh, that's right. You do a good.
That was a little horsey.
That's right, Mr. Ed. It did sound like that, didn't it? It sounded anything like what I did. Yours is a good one. So get out of here. Okay, Hillary, what do you think?
72.
72. Okay. I was kind of expecting, Jack, that one of these cellular phone users. What do you call the crew that calls you, giving it to
the BZ Cellular One Phone Force.
The BZ Cellular One Phone Force. Yeah. Who thought of that one? Who came up with that? Was that George Westinghouse himself?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, no, it's nice.
He leaned out of the grave and he said, WBZ Cellular One Phone Force. Yes, I like it.
Then he went back. Down. Then he died again. Yeah. Okay. He said, okay, I haven't liked anything as much since I invented the air brake. He did invent the air brake. You know that, of course. Everybody knows that. First thing you think of when you hear Westinghouse is the air brake. It's interesting. Anyway, Alan Young is 75 years old today.
Wow.
And so that means Brian.
I am on the board.
And Alan is now tied with Hillary.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's both three apiece. And Jack has 2 correct answers. Now, Brian is up there with 1.
Yay.
And Lois has 1. Okay, let me move along because I've been wasting a lot of your time.
And Marge has...
And I have zip.
Yeah, no,
Marge can laugh now.
No, Marge is the only one without any.
That's out
Sorry.
of character, too.
It is out of character because you usually do really swell.
Yeah, well, even won a couple of times.
I know you have. So you know the kind of junky stuff you get when you
Oh,
win.
boy, do I ever.
Oh, stop. Okay, Larry King. Today is Larry King's birthday. He was born Larry Zeiger in Brooklyn, New York. Larry King Live was CNN's top-rated show in 1992, which gives you an example of what other programs must be doing. I'm sorry. I mean, it's an interesting program, but to be number 1 over the entire network, well, maybe. Anyway, it was seen in 130 countries and heard on over 400 radio stations. Actually, he's done very well. His first job was a DJ at WAHR, a small station in Miami Beach. The Miami station manager chose his name, that is the name Larry King, from an ad for King Wholesale Liquors. That's how he got his name. That's funny. And I thought, because mine is from Nathan Wholesale Dog Food. So I got my name, Larry King. That's funny. Okay. He's an interesting man. He admits his real name and his age and all that kind of stuff. He really doesn't have too many pretenses. Of course, he's been married about 17 times, so women apparently don't care to be married to him for very long, but other than that, he's not a bad guy.
He's another one who left radio, and David Brenner took over for him.
That's right. David Brenner has a syndicated radio thing now. There's a number of stations. I don't think anybody in Boston carries the David Brenner thing. Do they?
I don't know.
Because would he be on now? Does this show run during the night the way Larry King's did, the radio show?
I guess, basically his show with David Brenner.
Yeah. Because it sounds like it'd be an interesting show, and it's sort of given new life to David Brenner, who's a kind of clever comic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with, let's see, who we start with now? Let's see. Let's start with you, Jack. Larry King. Larry King. A friend of Perot. Become really tremendously influential. A lot of people announce their presidential candidacies and big statements and stuff on the Larry King show.
The guy on the second floor of my house looks just like Larry King.
Is that right? Yeah.
I'll say he's 66.
66. Okay, and Brian, what do you think?
I'll say he's 65.
65, and Hillary?
67.
67. Marge?
I'll say 62.
What do you think, Lois?
62.
62 also, and Alan?
61.
61. Alan is exactly right. Are you cheating, Alan?
Cheating? No.
No.
I just guessed one lower than the others.
But you just guessed that out of, you probably an expression like whole cloth.
Well, no, it's just that I cut off all the ages below that, see? Because the 62 was the lowest guess.
And then you loped away a few at just above it.
Yeah, so you figured he wasn't younger than that, and...
It certainly wasn't older.
Okay, because you're leading now, Alan.
Oh,
you
great.
had 4 correct. Yeah, you're in line right now if you keep it up. Keep up the pace for something totally tacky. That's really nice. You must be excited about that. You have 4 correct answers, and Hillary has 3. So if Hillary gets this next one, we get a tie just the same. And it's Gene Kilpatrick, who's former UN ambassador.
Kirkpatrick.
I'm sorry, no, Kilpatrick, isn't it?
Correct. Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick?
Yes.
No.
Wait a minute. Hold on just a minute. Let me double check here. Let me just wait a minute here. I hope you're appreciating this, Hillary.
Oh, absolutely. Oh.
It is Kirkpatrick. Yeah. If it's driving you too, I better stop then, because I don't want you to go too crazy just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saving myself for later on. It is Kirkpatrick. It's interesting. In the book I have it, there's listed as Kilpatrick, and that is wrong. It is Kirkpatrick, former UN ambassador. And that's about it. And she's on talk shows a lot. She's from Duncan, Oklahoma. And can you tell me, let's see, we'll start with you, Alan. How old do you think she is?
I'll say 67.
67, okay. And Lois?
71.
Lois says 71. And Marge?
Boy, I'd guess late 50s, maybe 58.
58, okay. And Hillary?
62.
62. Okay, Brian?
65.
What do you think, Jack?
She's 66.
66. Actually, she's 68. You all came quite close. But Alan got said 67.
Oh, my goodness.
So Alan, oh my goodness, do you hear that? Okay, so Alan.
That dates me, doesn't it?
Why does that date you?
Oh, my goodness. That's
the phrase you mean.
Yeah.
Did you see what time it is?
It's
almost
really late.
It's almost howdy doody time. Yeah, we're running very late. Anyway, Alan, stay on the line because you have won. And we'll take your name and address. Okay, when you go back in to take his name and address, Brian, would you pick up some really junky stuff that's lying on the floor? Yeah, nothing too good now. Nothing too good. Hey, so hold on, Alan. And Lois?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, and thank you very much, Marge.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye. And Hillary?
Yes, Norm?
What a pleasure this has been. Thank you. Take care.
Phew! Glad we got a winner before the tape ended. See you all next week for some Thanksgiving leftovers from 1993. Closing the vault and leaving this world a little sillier than we found it. For Brooke Shields, Daniel O. Arithmic, Mr. Ed, Harry and Sally, Kitty Litter, Peanut Brittle, Calvin Klein, Pheromones, The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane, George Westinghouse, Signal Drift, King's Wholesale Liquors, Shtick, Laying Eggs in the Woods, Losers and Mazuzas, Larry Glick, Sunflower the Horse, Dogs, Cats, and Chickens, KDKA, WBZ, WHAR, the Cellular One Phone Force, the erotic effect of rattling papers in your ears. Brian McKinley, Jack Harte, the birthday girl Sonja Nathan, and the namesake of Nathan's Wholesale Dog Food, Norm Nathan. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm Tony Nesbitt.